Welcome back to EpicAirsoftHD. Today we review the G&G GK99. A while ago, we at EpicAirsoftHD took a tour of Airsoft World, and this is one of the guns I picked out as my favourites. I've been pretty excited about reviewing this gun, so let's have a look at some of the features of it. We'll start at the back this time, because the folding stock is pretty damn unique. Most folding stocks you have to kind of fiddle with your thumb and pull it out, but this one here you actually squeeze, and it's much easier to come back. It also doesn't have a retainer there, which means you don't have to unclick it. You just pretty much pull it back out and it locks into place again. It's a really neat bit of kit. And on the original gun, the RK95, this is a big thing about it. It also features a pistol grip, which is pretty thick for my hands, but if you've got big manly hands, then it's going to suit you a little bit better. This can't be replaced, unfortunately. It's one of the bad features about the gun, because it's integrated here with the trigger guard and the magazine release, which is completely unique. You can actually push this if your finger's big enough to release the magazine, which is a nice neat feature on an AK. The selector plate is pretty much the same as every other AK. Middle for fully automatic, and the bottom one there for semi-automatic, and all the way back to the top for your safety. This gun features unique blowback action. It's much like the Top Tech we reviewed before, but completely different to the recoil system of the Tokyo Marui AKS74U we did. There's no recoil in this gun whatsoever. It's just a nice noise of the bolt flying backwards and forwards. Move on to the other side of the gun. One thing that really lets this down is that G&G for some reason haven't added the scope rail on there, and they've just left two threaded holes bare that you can see right through the gearbox. Not a big fan of that, but it does make it easier to put a scope mount on there. I don't know why they haven't added it on standard, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. The magazine is a 500 round waffle mag type magazine. It's really light plastic. Some of you won't like that, but having your kit light as possible is always a good thing for me. The front grip here is what really makes this AK unique from the rest. It's lightweight plastic. The whole gun here is pretty much made lightweight compared to the AK-47s of old, which is much nicer to hold and much better to skirmish with. You won't get tired so often, and your arms will be able to bear the weight, especially when you're shouldering the gun. The battery is stored inside here. It's a bit fiddly to get into the battery because you're going to need a shifting spanner to turn this lug here, and then that releases the plastic handguard so you can fit your battery. The iron sights are non-standard of any other AK again. They're really unique to the RK. The rear sight here is windage adjustable, which is unheard of in AKs of old, because that's one big gripe I have with airsoft guns of AKs. Sometimes your BBs can go way left or way right, and there's no way of adjusting for that. The only thing you can do is get yourself a scope on there, but this is really handy. You can adjust for the windage. The front sight post as well has got a ghost ring on it, so it gives you much better visibility when you're looking down on your target. The flash hider is also unique to this gun. It's pretty long, pretty different, and it's a really nice metal. It's quite glittery though, that's kind of off-putting, but you can tell by looking at it that it's excellent quality. Typical of G&G. So if you're a finished airsoft skirmisher, you'll recognise this rifle as it's your standard firearm for your military. It's in the form of the RK95, and if you're a big fan of Finnish army, then you definitely want to go to grab this. It's really realistic and it's an excellent replica. This gun uses the version 3 gearbox. As we all know, this gearbox is the most reliable, or one of the most reliable in airsoft. It gives a nice rate of fire and it's extremely strong. The metal features of this gun are the whole receiver, top and bottom, the front outer barrel, and the gas tube as well. This is actually metal, the stock, but it's covered in a nice plastic so the metal doesn't get damaged, and it also gives a better cheek weld and a better shoulder weld as well. If we were to compare this rifle to any of the ones we've done previously, it would be the M4 Top Tech due to the blowback, and the AKS74U, as it's also in the AK-47 family. Let's see how it stacks against them on the 30 metre range. Right, so you saw from the shooting test we only used 0.25 gram BBs, and this is the damage that I've done. The spread is pretty big and I'm quite disappointed about this gun in particular. It didn't perform exactly how I wanted it to be, but there we go. The reason why we used 0.25 gram BBs is because the 0.2s and the 0.3s just would not feed at all in the gun. It was ridiculous. The reason for that is the BBs are not only different weights, they're also different sizes, and that little deviation in tolerance just was too much for the G&G, unfortunately. So there we go, 0.25 gram BB, quite big spread, very disappointed. However, that's not a big problem because this G&G gun is compatible with most TM parts, so you've got lovely externals, and if you've got the money and the ambition, you can go ahead and upgrade this to however you want it to shoot. That's a good feature with this gun as well. Another thing I should mention about this gun is because the 0.2s and 0.3s wouldn't feed, they did have a tendency to jam. Now, I did have to take the gun apart couple of times, which was really difficult. It was an absolute pain in the arse. Taking this handguard off and putting the battery back in took me about 10-15 minutes. It's ridiculous, and that's a really small LiPo, as you've seen. It should be really easy to get in there, so that's a really bad gripe with this. But other than that, the externals are really nice. If you're a finished player, you're going to really want this because it's your standard kit, your service rifle, if you will. It's a perfect replica. Like I said, you're going to have to spend some money to get it to shoot right. We'd like to say a big thanks to Airsoft World for letting us borrow this gun for review. It was really kind of them since they just got it in, not even a couple of days before we got our hands on it. So again, big thanks. If you want to see more AKs like this on their website, check the links in the description below and let us know what you think about this gun. Hit us some comments, let us see what you think about it. So, we've tested AKs like this before, like the Tokyo Marui. You can click this video to watch that, and we can compare it. And don't forget to subscribe to us so you can see next week's review every Sunday, and we'll see you then. Also got the little grip thing there. I can't remember what that's for. We're rolling already?
But don't worry, we didn't get the ass off.
That's good because I might go to jail for that. So,